will speak that text in their own language. So this is something pretty exciting which is happening right now in the AI space around the world. And it gives me a lot of chills, definitely. But we will also see how these kind of changes and advancements will be helpful to us in the current and the coming scenarios. So something about me, I am a deep learning researcher who works in the intersection of energy and AI. I have experience in working with forecasting, creating models for saving and conserving energy, whether it could be solar, wind, turbine, oil and gas, and now electric as well. And I also work as an instructor. I love to share my knowledge with everyone. And I think that is also something that we are doing today. So let's start with today's discussion. Now, this is presented to you by Datacouch. Datacouch is a great big organization which basically enriches, teaches, and gives information on a variety of huge different topics from AR, IoT, 5G technology, blockchain to semantic web, cybersecurity, generative AI, decentralized computing, and the list goes on. We have our fingerprints in basically all over the globe. We have trained more than 150K plus participants and in 75 different technologies. Although we are focused in Web3, generative AI, big data, data science, DevOps, and cloud, but we are not just limited to that. And we have been globally renowned, and we are certified by Google, and we have a lot of different industry experts in different technologies. For example, we are the global educational partner for Confluent Kafka for the year of 2022. We are also the first ever training delivery partner by Starburst. And there are other partners other companies that have selected us as their official course delivery partner. These are the two meetup groups that you already must be aware of, are AI Minds, and you can scan these barcodes to directly access these web pages and to be a part of these future upcoming events. Now, the agenda for today would be that I will first talk about AI for everyone, the general idea of AI, then what is AI and the different types of AI, and what is usually the difference between data science, ML, and AI, which sometimes could be confusing, and usually there are a lot of similarities rather than differences. Then we will also talk about and we will understand the ML and the AI landscape. Then finally, we will go on to generative AI, which is basically the kind of things which are happening right now, from ChatGPT to creating videos like the one that we just saw. And then we will summarize this entire discussion to a conclusion. So before we start, how many of us have actually heard of ChatGPT and have used it? Anyone who has used ChatGPT? Give me a comment in the chats. Oh, nice. Perfect, Varsha. Every day. Yeah, I think a lot of people would use ChatGPT in their daily lives. Nice, awesome. Good to hear that. Cool. So what is this? What do I mean by when we say AI for everyone? So I believe that AI is not just for people who are creating AI, but it's rather for the people who we are creating it for. It could be anyone from a daily wage worker to maybe just somebody who is studying, to a professor, to a scientist, to a CEO, to a marketeer, to somebody who works in sales. It's basically for everyone. I can give you a variety of different cases wherein ChatGPT and these kind of different tools, or maybe rather AI, can help anyone and everyone in our society. So AI is right now and down the line as well will become a part of our daily lives. It will impact everything from the way we work and the way we communicate with each other. So AI, if not now, will become relevant to everyone, regardless of their background or profession. And that's what my vision and understanding is for AI for everyone, whereas it is rather built to empower people rather to take their jobs, as a lot of us fear. So no, it's not here to take your jobs, but it is rather to empower you and make you better in your work. what is AI? So AI generally refers to the ability of machines to perform tasks that would normally require human intelligence. It could be machine learning, natural language processing, robotics, not going into the technicalities, but AI is basically when an algorithm or a machine is able to do tasks which are rather expected from human. So that is generally AI. Now, there could be different types of AI, there could be different applications of AI, but there is a specific type of AI which is machine learning. Machine learning involves algorithms that can learn from the data and it improves over time. So it finds patterns and information in the data and it learns that patterns and it uses that pattern to do some tasks. Then we have robotics, which is also like a part of AI. Now, robotics involves the development of machines like hardwares, something that you can touch. For example, algorithms are a software, but in robotics, we build robots, which we can touch, we can play with, which are basically machines. So robotics involves the development of machines that can perform physical tasks such as assembly line, like a surgery. We have robotic arms which do surgeries. We have in industries, we have a lot of automated processes which are done by machines now. And you must have seen a lot of warehouses where a lot of robots are used to take the objects from one place to another. So robotics is used extensively in the industry, and right now we also see robots in our homes. For example, we could, I mean, it's not very common in Indian subcontinent, but around the world, you'll see a lot of very household friendly robots being used for just for either fun or educational purposes. They're basically, if we look from a high level perspective, there are two types of AI. One is weak or narrow AI, and the other one rather is general AI. Now, before we talk about this, why we should know AI is because if we know AI, we would know how to use it. We would know the direction in which AI is going, and we would be more aware about AI. And because in the future, we will be reliable on AI, we should know at least the basics of AI. We should know what's the differences. We should know how AI work. And maybe down the road, we could also help make AI better, or maybe convert an AI to your specific use case. So that's why it's very important to learn a little bit about AI, because right now or in the future, we would anyways be working with AI. And that's why we are having this discussion today, which is AI for everyone. So weak AI and general AI. Now, weak AI is basically the kind of AI which is built for very highly specific tasks. For example, chess playing algorithms like digital smartphone assistants, self-driving cars. Any other examples that you can give me for weak or narrow AI? Any other examples? One example that I could give you is what do you think about Siri or Alexa or the Google Assistant? Do you think it's kind of weak AI? Put it in the chats. What do you think? Any AI which is built for very specific tasks is like weak or narrow AI, like our Google Assistants. Yeah, I mean, they are for interaction. They can play music. They are for interaction. So it could be a part of weak AI. Could be why. We will see why. Now, there is general AI, which is basically built to improve the capabilities comparable to humans. So it has its own consciousness. It can do multiple tasks. It can join a task midway and complete it with you. So it's more like something which has human-like capabilities. Now, this is like a very advanced kind of AI, which is general AI, right? And right now, what do you think are we in the current scenario that you think the products that you see around you? Would you consider them as weak AI or would you consider them as general AI? Like, for example, your Google Alexa, your AI assistants or the chat GPT, would you classify them as weak AI or would you classify them as general AI? I believe we like started with weak AI and now we are going towards the general AI. So we are like building products which are more aware and they can do not just one, they're not just limited to doing one task, but they can do like a bunch of tasks. So we are like along the way of going from weak AI to general AI, and we will soon reach the general AI stages as well. But I guess these products are somewhere in the middle, maybe towards the weak AI side, but definitely they are not just limited to doing one task. So I would say we have started and embarked the journey of going from weak AI to general AI, but probably we are still into its very early stages, right? Now, computer vision, for example, image classification. So let's say we have iPhones where it recognizes our face, that okay, this is the owner of this iPhone, and it unlocks for you. Now that is a very specific task that it does, right? So that's definitely weak AI. Similarly, the suggestions in your phone, when you type something, you have the next word suggestions. If you write I in your keypad, it will show you am, which would be the most highly probable next word. So next word suggestions that we have in the keypad, that is also very specific task, and that is part of like weak AI. And similarly, you can think of like a multiple examples. Any examples that comes on top of your mind from a weak AI, an AI which is like a very specific task. Do you know the spam classifier in your email, whether your email that is incoming is spam or ham, is also like a AI. So that is also like an example of a narrow AI, which is doing very specific task, one task. Right. Any other examples? Now, there are some examples of general AI here, which is just some imaginative characters that we see in the movies, like intelligence powering R2D2 in Star Wars, in the Space Odyssey, and things like that. So we don't yet have like a very good example of general AI, but maybe in the future we might build something. Yeah, Grammarly is like weak AI. I would say like Grammarly does task of like correcting the mistakes, spelling mistakes. Then it also improves the quality of sentences that we write. So yeah, it is like a part of weak AI, narrow AI. Yeah. All right. So this was about how we can classify AI based on the task and how complicated they are into narrow and general AI. Going forward, we have the entire data science, ML, and AI space. Now, AI is like a big cloud, and inside AI, a lot of other things come, like machine learning, deep learning. And if you notice data science is like an intersection of AI with scientific methods, algorithms, maths, probability, statistics, visualization, data analytics. So data science is like using AI as well, but using other things as well. Whereas machine learning is like very specific AI, like as you see Google Maps for traffic, facial recognition, Netflix video recommendations, all of these would be machine learning. And then we have a more complex, you could say, or a more sophisticated algorithm, or a more sophisticated bunch of algorithms which come inside the subset of machine learning and are known as deep learning, which are self-driving cars, robotics, speech recognition. Specifically in deep learning, we use something known as neural networks. And neural networks are kind of objects which are actually inspired from the human brain. So not going into the technical details, but deep learning is like very specific kind of AI, wherein it is more sophisticated, more complicated, and maybe more intelligent than machine learning. Then we come to machine learning, which is like more general, less sophisticated, less intelligent than deep learning. And then all of this comes under AI. And then there are other things as well which come under AI, like robotics. There is the fuzzy theory. There are other things as well which come into robotics. Sorry, AI. So AI is like a big umbrella, and there are small things which come under artificial intelligence. To give you an example, deep learning happens in self-driving cars, robotics, speech recognition. Your email classifier, which is a simple task of classifying whether it is spam or not, comes in machine learning. Your next word recommendation could come from machine learning, or it could also be solved with deep learning tasks. So some tasks could be solved by machine learning or deep learning. And then there are things which improve themselves on their own. So let's say we build an algorithm, but it improves itself on its own. Like for example, ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is like improving itself as more and more users are interacting with it. They are making it better to answer them better, right? So it's like we are helping the algorithm train better. So it has its initial knowledge, but now the users are trying to make it better. And that is also a kind of artificial intelligence, which is known as RHFL, which is real human feedback loop. And that is also like a kind of AI, which is built on base of deep learning. Then over it comes RHFL, which is real human feedback loop. Anyways, there are different types and forms of AI. And we could only give like a very weak identification of this is machine learning, this is deep learning. But overall, its goal is to solve some of the problems that human face. Nice. So, yes, moving on. Now we have essentially this as the supervised and unsupervised ML algorithms. There are essentially three kinds of ML algorithms. There is supervised, there is unsupervised, and there is semi-supervised. So I will tell you what is what, and then you give me examples. All right. So supervised is when we train an algorithm by telling the algorithm what is right and what is wrong. So let's say we tell and we give two kinds of images to an algorithm of cats and dogs, and we tell, okay, this is a cat, this is a dog, and we keep on telling, and the algorithm learns on its own. This is kind of a supervised algorithm where it is training under our supervision. We are training and telling the algorithm that this is cat and this is dog. So that's why it is supervised. Then there is unsupervised, wherein we don't give them the labels. We don't tell the algorithm that this is a cat or this is a dog. We just give the data. So we will give the algorithm maybe a bunch of images, let's say 100 images or 200 images of cats and dogs, and then we will leave it to the algorithm that you decide what is what. So it will not be able to understand if this is a cat or dog, but it will be able to distinguish between the two, which means that it will be able to group similar data points together. So it will be able to group all the cats together, and it will be able to group all the dogs together. So that is known as clustering, which is clustering similar data points together. So unsupervised algorithm, where we don't give the labels, wherein we don't give our expertise, and we don't tell the algorithm which is which, it automatically groups or clusters the data of similar clusters together, similar data points together, and makes such clusters. Now, a question for you. In our case, the email classifier, which is whether it's a spam or not a spam, is it like a supervised algorithm or an unsupervised algorithm? What do you guys think?
Supervised.
Yeah, definitely. It's supervised. Any example that comes to your mind when I ask you unsupervised, let's say. So, for example, we are shopping in Amazon, and Amazon is basically what it does is it clusters similar kind of people together. So, for example, my buying pattern is similar, could be similar to other people as well. So, whatever they are buying, Amazon will show me the same kind of recommendations in my recommendations bar. So what it does is it finds out the patterns and it groups similar kind of purchasing patterns of people into same buckets, and then he shows the same product to that bucket, because they are kind of similar people, they're buying the same things. So they will probably, if 1% of that bucket, or let's say 60% of the people in that bucket are buying a particular product, then the other 40% are also highly probable that they will also buy the same product. So basically grouping similar buying patterns together. What about if, let's say, we are having I give you like a bunch of transactions from a bank for the last year, and I ask you to find out some faulty transactions or some weird transactions that are happening. And what would you apply? Would you try to use Google search result? Okay, we'll come to that. But what will you apply? Will you apply like supervised or unsupervised? What do you think would be the way to find out some weird outcome from a bunch of transactions? So actually, we don't know which are those weird transactions, right? In supervised, we already know that this is a cat and this is a dog, right? But in unsupervised, we don't know. Similarly, in the case of transactions, we don't know which kind of transactions are weird. So we will apply unsupervised here so that the similar or the normal transactions will be classified into one group and the weird transactions will be classified into another group. Yeah, makes sense? Give me a thumbs up if it does. Yeah, cool. Nice. Okay, I mean, this is just so that we have an idea of what could be a supervised and what could be an unsupervised. Now, a question for you. What is ChatGPT really? Is it like supervised, unsupervised? What is this? Okay, so yeah, so partly it's correct. So ChatGPT is like, okay, so I'll tell you. So ChatGPT is like a combination of different kind of algorithms. There is a third kind, which is semi-supervised algorithm. And what happens is that initially, let's say there is a bunch of information on the internet, right? So ChatGPT learns all that information in a very unsupervised manner. Okay, so it will learn all the information that is there. And then with real human feedback loop, which is RHFL, and some kind of supervised training, it improves the quality of information that it has gathered. So there are three kind of processes that happen. In the first stage, it gathers all the information in a very unsupervised manner. Then it kind of improves its quality by supervision. So we provide some labels to the information that it already has. And then there is a human feedback loop. So it talks to us and we improve its quality, we improve its results. So initially it was done by the people of the open AI team, and then it has opened to the world so that everybody could improve it in a way. So it's like the unsupervised algorithm also, and then we have a real feedback human loop, which is like semi-supervised. So yeah, it's a little complicated there. Things are getting now a little complicated with the tools that we are currently building. It's not just as simple as supervised and unsupervised, but yeah, we should still know and understand the basics of things. All right. Now, here comes the buzzword, which is generative AI and everything that we have been talking about. But before we talk about this, any questions that anybody has? Any questions? Which could be, the question could be super weird as well, because everything that's happening right now with AI is also like super weird. Okay, cool, nice. So what do you know about generative AI? So ChatGPT is generative AI. Then anybody who has heard of, let's say, DAL-E, DAL-E 2 or DAL-E, or let's say anybody who has heard of Mindhunter. So generative AI is basically the kind of AI which is used to generate things. It could generate text like ChatGPT. It could generate images like DAL-E. It could generate videos like there is a tool that creates videos. In the beginning of this presentation, did you saw a video? wherein an AI was sharing and telling us some things. So that was like an AI created video. So an AI created that video. Then we could generate music, we could generate art. There are a bunch of things that we could also do. Yeah, so Harshit just shared the generative AI Venn diagram. I will show you guys 1 minute here. So yeah, if you can see this, this is like a generative AI Venn diagram. So we have the entire artificial intelligence space, then machine learning, deep learning, and inside deep learning, we have large language models like ChatGPT, like Bard, and there are a few others. And then we have like the intersection of with generative AI, which gives us these models. So it generates new data similar to data on which it is trained by understanding the data distribution and likelihood to predict output. And generative AI in intersection with large language models gives us these kind of intelligent models like ChatGPT, like Bard, and there are others as well, LangChain, and a few others. Any questions? Interesting? Things are getting complicated now. All right, back to okay, then. So we will actually implement some of the tools that uses generative AI, and we will see how we can use those tools in our daily everyday life. So AI, as we know, is now touching our lives, and we use products daily which use AI, like self-driving cars. I mean, not everybody uses self-driving cars, but we do use virtual assistants. We use recommendation systems like the Amazon recommendation system. We have Netflix recommendation system, which recommends us movies and things like that. And then at work also, uh, almost every company is now using machine learning or AI to automate the tasks to improve the efficiency. Like customer service chatbots, like if the customers can just talk to a chatbot, solve their queries, and we don't need a human for that. Then additionally, AI powered tools can also analyze large amounts of data, and then the businesses can make it more informed decision based on the past data that they have. So it in a way makes it more profitable for the companies to, and more data driven to take a decision. So if let's say I'm a restaurant and I know which was my most selling dish in the last month, I would try to, you know, do more marketing on that dish rather than marketing more on any other dish, because I know it sells more. Why not put some money and make it sell even more? So we could make more data driven decisions if we know the data and we know some AI that how we can make sense from that data. So as machines are becoming more capable of performing tasks, it is important to ensure that workers, like people like us, are also equipped with the skills to use that AI. So it's very important that with time, we also learn how to use these tools so that we can also use AI in our personal lives and at work as well. Because in a way, and eventually AI is not being developed to replace humans, but it is being developed to increase our efficiency and empower our lives. There are many benefits of AI, from healthcare to making our lives easier to marketing, sales. They are just innumerable examples. But there is one very important thing, which is ethics, which we need to be aware about, because AI can also be used for unethical reasons. It can also be used for things which are against humanity. So a lot of conferences and governments are taking very conscious decisions of what should be the guidelines that on which the AI should be built, and what kind of testing systems should be developed to make that AI. For example, if we ask ChatGPT how to create a bomb, do you think it will reply? Because with every new invention, there are some some negative aspects also that we need to cater to. So we need to make sure that every AI that is being built is following some ethics which are being decided jointly by the international organizations. And we should, as conscious human beings, should also report and be aware if we find that any AI is behaving weirdly or in a negative manner. Because we, as responsible citizens, are also required to do this in right now and in the future. And we should always understand there could be alternative implications of AI as well. So just, I mean, whenever we talk about AI, we also talk about AI and ethics. And even in countries like India, we are having a lot of discussions around making a committee which decides what would be the right ethics and responsibilities of building responsible AI for the future, which is, I think, a very good discussion to have. Yeah. So I would like to conclude this before we go to the actual demo and we utilize the tools which are there. I would just like to say that, as I anyways said, that AI is here and it's evident and it's inevitable. So in spite of getting worried and things like that, we should just focus on learning it, using it, because down the road we anyways have to use it. And with this, it will help you to become better in your job. Maybe you get a few promotions as well if you know how you can uh, get better results from the ChatGPT with the right kind of prompts, with the right inputs to the tool. Similarly, if you create better images, better videos, better information, there is a huge potential in your career, in your personal life, that you could harness from this new learning. Anything that anybody wants to add to this in terms of what he learned, any conclusions that you guys have, any interesting things that you found out today? Nice. Maybe something here and there, but not able to conclude in a very concrete manner. Cool. So let's actually go to our using those kind of tools which we've been talking about. So first, let's see the famous ChatGPT, right? We can talk about a lot of things. So let's see what I have talked about. So I have talked about AI startup for energy. I have talked about Elasticsearch. So I was working on something and I asked him to edit a query for me, and it edited for me, gave me the result, and I'm using this at work. Then you will be surprised to know that I also asked him that I want to create a presentation for this session, and he suggested me some of the topics, and I used that information to create that presentation. So I will now show you the presentation for today, actually. So this is another AI to create artificial presentations using AI. So you just give in the information. So for example, you go on create and you say, let's say, create a presentation on about environmental health, let's say, in impact of carbon. So basically it will create the entire presentation for you. It will not be like exactly what you want, but it will be something that you can start with. You would not have to like, it is asking me for like payment because I've already created a few presentations from this. But in a way, it will not give you the exact thing what you want, but it will give you a very good base to start from. In our presentation as well, I created the presentation from, let me show you. And then I used that to build on top of it, to change the things here and there that I wanted to. It's creating the presentation. We'll come back to this later. But then, so this is the first tool that we could use to create presentations. It will give you a good base, to a solid base to start with, and then you could build on top of that. So this is Tome.app for creating presentations using AI. It is creating the presentation right now. So let's give it some time. Then we have your Midjourney. So Midjourney is like a tool inside GitHub It is a generative AI which generates images for you. So all this is like, this is actually just like WhatsApp. There is another platform, Discord, and they have given us a chatbot over Discord, wherein you tell the chatbot what you want and it will create that image for you. So let me show you some of the images that are there. So this person said Michael Park style super beautiful goddess. So this is what is created from the AI. And this is another version of the goddess, right? So different versions of the goddess. Then this person said F1, if it was an Olympic sport, then it has. So these are all created by artificial intelligence. Okay, so a lot of goddesses here. Then it says dog side view running across beach, Norman Rockwell style. So this is a different images that are being created by the Midjourney bot, right? Then there are more and more about. So this is interesting. This is ninja samurai illustration design vector. Then we have samurai monkey. Imagine a monkey adorned in traditional samurai armor, wielding a katana with great skill and precision. The illustration could showcase the monkey in a dynamic battle stance with its armor reflecting the agility and playfulness of a monkey. So some information, and it gives you a very apt and precise picture that is very relatable. It's exactly, this first image is exactly what the description is about. So yeah, this is Midjourney, where you can create the images from text. So this is text to image. You give in the text, what do you want, and it will create an image for you. Then what do we have? We have 11 labs. So that was the second tool, Midjourney, for creating images. The first was Tome.app for creating presentations. The second was Midjourney for creating images. Then we have 11 labs for creating artificial voice. So let's say I write welcome to today's session, and I want to play this. It will generate an artificial voice and play it for us. Let me give you
Welcome to today's session.
Yeah, could you hear that?
Welcome to today's session.
Yeah. Yes, perfect. So, and there are, it supports Hindi, English, and other languages as well. So you could just like if you want a podcast, if you want to record something, if you want create some content, this is great for content creators. So you could just put in the text and it will create that audio for you. Now, similarly, we could create video as well. Now, this is a very, how many of us know about this tool, which is Remove BG? So this is a very simple tool. The website is remove.bg. What it does is that you upload an image. Let's say I have uploaded image of my image, let's say. So it will, this is the original image and this is the remove. So it will remove the background for you. Now, if you also want to add the design, so you can also add some design in the background. But this is, I think, okay, it adds the design in Canva, but that's not something that we would want as of now. But yeah, this is very simple free tool for removing the background, which is remove.bg. Fourth AI tool for today. We have DALL-E, which is similar to Midjourney of creating these images. We say 3D render of a cute tropical fish in an aquarium on a dark blue background, digital art, and it gives us this. Similarly, we have an armchair in the shape of an avocado. So we have this. We have a Van Gogh style painting of an American football player. We have this. We have a photo of a teddy bear on the skateboard in Times Square. This. So this is DALL-E 2, again by OpenAI, which is the creator of ChatGPT, and this is for generating images. Now, this is actually for creating.
Welcome to today's session on AI for everyone. I look forward to activating your prior knowledge and preparing you for your learning journey. Hassan, please take it from here.
Okay, I will take it from here. So this is basically a text to video AI. So you give in the text and it will say and speak that text for you with the AI face. You can change the face, you can change the avatars, and change the text, whatever you want. And it is also available in different languages. Now, this tool is Synthesia, but this is paid, and it's like very a little costly, but this is like a more reasonable tool that we have. This is Hazen, and you can use different avatars. So if, let's say, you are making a photo of a video, so you could use any avatars, or you could use your own avatar. You can use your own face. You could give in the text and it will create the video for you. So if, let's say, you want to create a video, you could use any of these persons, Austin, anyone. Let's say use this, and you say, welcome to the new era of video creation with Hazen, and you could just play.
Welcome to the new era of video creation with Hey Gen. Simply type your script to get started.
Now, this person is not speaking, but you can listen to his voice, right? When you create the submit button, the video will generate, and then you will see this person speaking and saying these words in this voice. Isn't this amazing? Yeah, give me a thumbs up if this is useful, or you feel like this is like pretty cool here. Yeah, does this make sense? How you could utilize or how useful this is by just giving in the text, we could create a video out of it. What do you think? Is this like more exciting than ChatGPT, or ChatGPT would still be like the number one on your list of the super cool AI products? So meanwhile, it's getting ready, 0% ready. And then we have content creation tools. It could create Facebook ads for us. It could write blogs for us and things like that. This is this fifth AI generator tool, which generates text for us, which are more relatable. And this is known as Write Sonic. This one is still creating the presentation for us. Yeah, AI does take some time usually, but this could also be because we don't have the credits. Okay, nice. This is 32% ready. So meanwhile, this is generating. Let's come back to our session and let's wrap this up. So this was all the tools, and there are a bunch more, but this is generally most of the tools that anybody from sales. The sales guy could like automate a lot of his tasks, a lot of his questions with chatbots. He could learn how good client pitches are. He could learn what to improve in its own pitches by recording their pitch, giving it to AI, and the AI suggesting them back. Then this is definitely immensely required in marketing. We could ask the chatbot, we could ask other tools to create a marketing plan for them. Then we could create some photos, we could create some videos, and the content also for the marketing. We could also create posters and things like that for the marketing. This is definitely helpful for students for learning. Any question that you have in mind, we could just type and get an answer. But video editors, for face swapping, if let's say you are camera shy, so somebody else could speak on your behalf and you could switch your face with their face, or you could just use an avatar to create a video. So the applications are just immense. But which one tool that we discussed today would be the most exciting tool for you, or the most useful tool for you? The presentation, or the background remover, the image generation, the video creator? Which one? Presentation. Okay, nice. What about others? Nice. Cool. All right. So yeah, that was the end of our today's presentation. And if you have any questions, to let me know. Any questions around how you could use AI, or is there any tool that you could use in your specific work or home? If you have questions around, is there a tool like that? I can maybe tell you if there is a tool or not. If you want to know how we could learn prompts. So now there is also like a job in the US where you have to learn prompts. Which kind of prompts will give you better results if you are using some kind of generative AI? Any questions that you have in mind? Okay, so you want to start creating AI. I mean, generally Python is involved. Python is enough, but it actually involves a lot of maths to get into the field. So Python and mathematics. If you're good in these two, you are good to build AI. But I think it's more cool to rather use AI than to build one, because it's usually it could be a little boring as well, because maths is usually boring until it is exciting for you. But yeah, I would like to thank you everyone who has joined today, and even people who will watch it later on YouTube, for joining us today in this presentation. And if they could learn a thing or two from here, we would really be glad. So can we use AI to create notes from the papers? You mean research papers? Oh yeah, I think definitely you could do that. So what you do is you copy the entire research paper and you paste it into ChatGPT, and you ask ChatGPT to create notes out of it, and it will give you those notes. Yeah, exciting. So just copy the entire, the actual letters. You mean, what do you mean by papers? The research papers or the newspapers, or actual letters as in PDF format? The printout. So you would have to, so like the entire thing would not be done by the AI. It can give you the notes, but you have to like put the note in a PDF or a no. So Google Lens can convert the print into, from the images, it can extract the text and give you the text. But then you have to also create notes from that text. So you have to copy that text, put it into ChatGPT, ask him to just summarize it or create notes out of it. Then it will give you the notes. Then you use those notes, create a document or a PDF, and then you take the printout. So that will be like the whole process. You could use different tools, and then some manual work is also involved, but it will like reduce your work from, let's say, 10 hours to just 1 hour, something like that. Yeah. Nice. Okay, perfect. Any other questions? So, and like before we go, let's see if that video is done and if we could use it. See if it's working. So yeah, it's here. Let's see if we could.
Welcome to the new era of video creation with Hey Gen. Simply type your script to get started.
Nice. Yeah, so just we created this video again. This is a great tool for a lot of AI content creators these days are creating such videos by using an avatar. It saves them time. They just enter a script and it's there. Yeah. Nice. Cool. Perfect. Awesome. Glad to meet you guys on a Saturday morning or evening. It's morning for me. It could be evening for you. But yeah, I'm glad we could meet and I could discuss a little about the different tools. This tool will allow us to use our own image. Yeah, so you could upload your own image as well, and you could use that for creating such videos. Yeah, that's also, I mean, this for me personally, this tool is the most exciting one compared to others, because we could use our own avatar or our own image in a way. Nice. Cool, perfect. Great, awesome. So I will be now wrapping up in the today's session. Again, we are really delighted to have you guys here. I hope we were able to help you and add something to your knowledge. Do make sure that you follow us on YouTube or LinkedIn to keep updated on the recent events, information, videos that are happening by Datacouch. We keep coming up with different kind of events, AI, tech, clouds, DevOps, AR, VR, blockchain, the list goes on. Any last questions before we close the session? We would also like you to take this feedback link and provide your valuable input. This would help us to improve the future webinars that we curate, and we could give a better experience for everyone. Nice. Closing in the next 2 minutes. The next session from Datacouch would be on building lakehouse using Apache Hoodie.
Okay, so great. Thank you so much, Hassan, for sharing your valuable knowledge, valuable insight with us. I hope it really helped other participants as well. Like, I definitely going to use some of these tools that you have shown to us to improve my productivity. I hope others will use these tools as well. I hope you like this particular meetup session on AI for everyone. This is just a glimpse how you can use AI in your everyday life and how you can increase your productivity. We have a whole upcoming series into how you can work with AI and how you can upskill yourselves to use the AI or implement the AI. You can fill out the feedback form and let us know on what particular topics you want us to do the future meetup sessions. I am just putting the feedback form link again. And we have upcoming meetup session on Apache Hoodie. You can register yourself into that. And please do follow us on LinkedIn or YouTube so as you can get the latest updates. So I guess that's it for today. If you have any doubts or any issues, please do let us know. We would definitely love to help you out. So yeah, that's it from our side. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.